Hello, Heart Place Hospital. I have recently been asked, what is Heart Place Hospital? And I thought, what a great question. And what I thought I would do is record it as a YouTube video for a couple of reasons. One, I can share it around a little bit more and don't have to keep repeating myself, but also I can archive it because it is quite a moving beast. So Heart Place Hospital, and I just really want to feel into what Heart Place Hospital is. And what it used to be is it used to be the place I was looking for 7 years ago when I was working in the front line of health and I was feeling lost and alone, and conventional medicine wasn't enough for me. So that's what it used to be. Now, however, Heart Place Hospital is leading the revolution of feminising our health and education system. So I'm going to talk you through this really slowly because it's, like I said, it's a moving beast and there's many parts to it. So currently it is a charity. However, it's a charity that looks a little different to a New Zealand registered charity. I am in the process of creating a New Zealand registered charity, which is not too far away. So I have a board, I am investing financially to use lawyers to create that charity so that it happens faster. Currently it is a charity through the Open Collective, so runs exactly the same as a charity. However, it is run under the arms of another charity. So I get that that's tricky, and that's why I've invested my own money into creating it as a New Zealand registered charity. It also has 7 arms of funding, and those funding arms are moving beasts all the time. So one of my funding arms is First Steps, or the Auckland Chamber of Business, or Business Chamber, whatever it is. And up until now, there's been multiple service providers in there. And this week, they're actually shifting that now to only psychotherapists or registered therapists. And I get that, it needs to be regulated, I also get that. However, I have challenged them around that there's more and more evidence that talk therapy just isn't enough. We are all pretty familiar now that we're multidimensional beings. I don't think that's too unfamiliar to too many people. So what I mean by that is our mind, our body, and our soul, spirit, and a knowing self, whatever you want to refer it to. And this is where Heart Place Hospital dares to be different. So Heart Place Hospital has service providers in the multidimensional support. So to keep it really simple, self-care. So self-care is around regulating our nervous system, and that gets upgraded all the time. So all of us have had our earlier years where we've had unmet needs. No one's immune to that. Everyone's had that. That's part of being human. That's how we evolve and grow and change and learn and create change. And then there's some of us who have had what's called ACE scores, so adverse childhood experiences. And then there's those who have experienced capital T traumas and little t traumas. So this is where regulating our nervous system really is super important. And we do that at a pace that we can tolerate. So if I look back at what I can now do compared to, say, 7 years ago, I can speak on a YouTube video, for example, whereas I wouldn't have had this confidence and this courage to speak to this then. And so I have created that as I've upgraded my nervous system. So that's kind of self-care quickly. And then we have mindset. So mindset, again, is looking at those earlier years, and we are those mindsets are created by the experiences, the environment, and the people that are around us in those earlier years. So if you're now more kind of an adult age, then you can still have a belief system that was created in your earlier years. I'll give you some examples. I remember my daughters saying, "Can we have a dog?" And I would say, no, we can't have a dog. And it wasn't until one day I was like, why am I saying no, we can't have a dog? And I realised the mindset is that I was always told that we couldn't have a dog. So I was saying no, we couldn't have a dog. And so then I was able to change that mindset and we got a dog. So that's just a real quick example of. So mindset, so really looking at our mindset around money, sexuality, spirituality, our environment, our work and purpose, our inner knowing. What other ones are there? So many mindsets. And again, that is expanded over time. And once you pop with any of these, you don't stop. So there's always learning and growth that comes out of it, and that is part of being a human being and having experiences and learning from them and growing from them. And then finally we have our energy. So it's all very nice to have kind of, pedicures and happy thoughts, but we've also got to really install them into the energetics of our energy body. And for some people that might be kind of new information, and I will kind of just leave it at that, because it's something you have to experience as opposed to really academically sharing. So what is Heart Place Hospital? Heart Place Hospital is a physical hospital, which is the first one, and my vision is of many, and my visions that I've always had were always kind of years away, and now my visions that I have come into fruition really very quickly, like days. So I envisage that the first fully fitted out, so it's actually built and I'm running it in a temporary fashion, fully fitted out with an accessible bathroom, accessible kitchen, and a apothecary of service providers' products within the middle of this year, 2023. I'm recording this on the 18th of April 2023. So yeah, that's my vision. Currently it is working in a temporary fashion, and also people from the front line can also come and stay at Heart Place Hospital and experience the sauna, the pool, the spa, the magic of living and staying in the magic. There's forests, there's beautiful eateries, there's beautiful beaches, and there's a plethora of service providers actually in the actual area. Our service providers are local, national and international. And the frontliners that we support, we have the in-person options, but we also have online opportunity as well. Like I said, there's the 7 arms of funding. There is the charity that several corporates pay into, and then I also do fundraising. So for the past 40 days and 40 nights, I have been running the Pledge Me campaign, and that is having fun, creating awareness and funds for fitting out and opening up that Heart Place Hospital is available to our frontline workers. So when I talk about our frontline workers or our carers or our future carers, what I'm talking about is people who work in the front line of health, education and parenting. And the reason that I have such a affiliation to that is that I have been a New Zealand registered nurse for over 28 years. And in all those times, there were many times where I didn't feel valued, respected or cared for. And just to keep this video so that it's just a 10-minute video, what the outcomes of supporting those frontline carers is that we support them with healing their, supporting them to heal their boundary wounds, to support them to advocate for themselves and others, and also craft a life that best suits them. So with all that said, then they can show up, and they not only are they cared for, but they are also able to ripple effect that out to the most vulnerable citizens that they're caring for. So not only are we seeing our frontliners thrive, we're seeing all our citizens thrive as well. So I hope that gives you a rundown of Hart Place Hospital as it is today. The service providers are all healed healers. There's quite a criteria to be a service provider of Hart Place Hospital, one of them being that a commitment to keeping up your healing, your own self-healing. And I see that all the time. It makes my heart sing. I see all the service providers contra working together, and yeah, it's amazing. It's very cool. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. If you want to reach out to me, I'm available on heartplacehospital.org.nz, and we can talk about it more. But thank you for listening to my TED Talk.